I hope the network is stable and we are ready for the second episode today. So, hello everyone, a very good evening. Today I'm back with episode 2 of We Speak. This is a platform where we are trying to address a situation where I say it's reality versus myths related to employability. We have all come a very long journey from school days to college days to professional colleges and then to work life. And just as we are about to enter work life, there are a lot of scary kind of information centers or a lot of friends who have a lot of input to give. And this really scares us. तो इतने सालों की तैयारी के बाद 15-20 साल की तैयारी के बाद जब हम एक्चुअली उस थ्रेशोल्ड पे खड़े होते हैं जहां एम्प्लॉयमेंट आपका वेट कर रही होती है, वहीं आकर हम सबसे ज्यादा नर्वस हो जाते हैं. इसी चीज को एड्रेस करने के लिए वी स्पीक ने ये एक सीरीज आपके लिए चलाई है जहां हम एक्सपर्ट्स को और उन लोगों को बुला रहे हैं जिनकी फिनोमिनल जर्नी है और उनकी जर्नी से आप लोग सीख पा सकते हैं और साथ ही साथ इंस्पायर भी हो सकते हैं. टुडे आई हैव अ वेरी वेरी डायनामिक young entrepreneur and leader with me, Abhik Khandelwal, a good friend, a co-coach, and the mentor to engineering students. Not just that, he started his own entrepreneurship journey at the age of 8, and he is the founder of technotrait.co, which is a solution-oriented IT company, and he's working abroad as well. So at your age, Abhik, it's an amazing journey. A very warm welcome to We Speak, and thank you so much for sparing time to be with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. It is my honor to be here on this platform and share my insights and learnings with all the audience.
So, Abhik, let's not let any 1 minute go waste because I want so much information from you so that we can share more and more from your journey. My first question, of course, would be, you are doing so many things and you've just become a young father as well. So I'm sure your plate is totally full. How have you become who you are? ये जर्नी क्या थी? आप कैसे एक कंपनी को भी ओन कर रहे हैं और लोगों को भी हेल्प कर रहे हैं और साथ ही साथ आप अपने 8 साल की उम्र से एंटरप्रेन्योर भी हैं. Please share a bit with us.
Right. So the journey of entrepreneurship have started when I was 8 years old, as you know, and I think it was the time during summer vacations of my class 3rd. That is where I earned my first penny, and I conducted a cricket tournament in our colony, and through that basically I earned my first penny, and which is the same model nowadays is called IPL at an international stage. So long back, I had the same business concept in my mind. That is how I earned it. And in terms of academic, I was an average student and never secured more than 75%, nor went below 60%, always a first division holder. And as a trend back in 2002, 2003, majority of all first division holders, first choice is science and maths, and that's how I also opted science and mathematics as my subject after 12th, after 10th. And then something happened in the 12th standard. I got demoted and I secured a good second division. The life was very tough after that. I think that was one of the lowest point in my life when I was very much demotivated. I was very low. And that is when I realized what I am good at and what I am not good at. That one thing, has helped me in my life to take a lot of important decisions. I never set into an IIT because I knew I was not fit for it. Somehow after schools, I managed to get into an admission, with a tier 2 engineering college, where the only thing what I did was building network and doing lots and lot of part-time jobs. That is what exactly I did. I never studied. As we all know, engineers studied only, one day before the exam. And that's exactly what I did throughout the entire journey, only building network and doing part-time jobs. And while I was doing all those jobs, I was interacting with the outside world. And I realized that the most important thing in life is actually communication skills. That should be on the top of the list. I saw people who are good communicator were leading, everywhere. That is when I realized how important English communication is. But I was a decent communicator, but deep down in my heart I knew that I lack somewhere. I need to improve. I basically was able to...
sorry to interrupt you, अभी मतलब बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी है, और मुझे लगता है इसमें जो गोल्ड निकल के आ रहा है ना, वो मैं थोड़ा सा दोबारा से एक रीइटरेट कर। तो पहली चीज जो मुझे लगा कि बच्चों को या जॉब सीकर्स को या ग्रोन अप पीपल को भी जो स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, उनको सबसे पहली चीज जो आपसे सीखनी चाहिए वो ये कि एक्सपेरिमेंट करने से मत डरो। बिकॉज आपने 8वीं क्लास में आईपीएल का फॉर्मूला अपने एरिया में चला दिया था और यहाँ अब स्टार्ट हुआ है। सो आइडियाज का एक बहुत बड़ा रोल रहा है, और आइडिया को इम्प्लीमेंट आपने कर लिया, तो आप 8 साल की एज से ही कमा रहे हैं। सो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ आइडिया, दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग। वी मस्ट ऑल हैव ड्रीम्स, और फिर ड्रीम को आपने इम्प्लीमेंट। और सेकंड चीज मुझे समझ आई जो आपके जर्नी में आई, वो ये कि आपने अपने फेलियर को ही अपना सक्सेस पॉइंट बनाया। वो जो 12th क्लास की फेलियर थी, एंड आई सो रिलेट विद इट अभिक, बिकॉज द सेम जर्नी इन क्लास 12, till class 12 I studied medical, and I was one person जो खून ही नहीं देख सकते थे. So just out of whatever belief system I had joined medicine, and in 12th that failure taught me as well. So ये जो failure हमको बहुत बड़ा propeller बन जाता है, ये share करना बहुत जरूरी है सभी के साथ कि it is always the failures which are the stepping stones. This is wonderful. And the third very wonderful part that I got from your conversation, the insight was कि आपने ये admit किया बहुत honestly कि हम बहुत high scorers नहीं रहे. Same with me. और मुझे लगता है कि एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की जर्नी का यही एक ब्यूटी है, हम आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं कि हम अलग से क्या कर सकते हैं और फिर उसमें एक्सेल करके अपना बेस्ट निकाल के दे सकते हैं. सो दैट फोकस टुवर्ड्स योर ओन गोल्स, वो मुझे लगता है तभी आ पाता है जब हमें समझ आता है कि हम बाकियों से हटके हैं. सो दिस इज द थर्ड थिंग कि अगर हम बाकियों से हटके हैं तो आप स्पेशल हैं और आप बाकियों से ज्यादा कर सकते हैं. ये याद रखना बहुत जरूरी है. सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस मच. फिर जो चौथी चीज की बात हम कर रहे थे, लेट मी कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अ मोर डिफाइंड क्वेश्चन फॉर यू कि डेफिनेटली इस जर्नी में जैसे आपने कहा चैलेंजेस रहे. पहले आपको लोगों की एक्सपेक्टेशंस पूरी करनी थी, नंबर लेने थे, फिर आप इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में जाना चाह रहे थे और वो नंबर नहीं आए तो आपने टियर 2 कॉलेज आपने अडॉप्ट करना पड़ा, और वहां भी आपने एक रेगुलर रूट नहीं अपनाया, आपने बहुत सारे पार्ट टाइम जॉब्स की और नेटवर्किंग की. सो इस पूरे दौर के बाद जो आप आज हैं और उसमें आपने कुछ ना कुछ चैलेंजेस और ये एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन की दुनिया से लोगों का कहना है, अक्सर लोग कहते हैं कि भाई ऐसे थोड़े लाइफ चलती है, जॉब ज्वाइन करो सिक्योर हो जाते हैं. तो ये जो आपका जंपिंग जर्नी था, इसमें जो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज था वो आपके लिए क्या रहा?
Right. So what happened, I realized quickly, as I said, that communication was very important, and somehow I knew that I can speak decent English, but I still need to improve. And that is when I realized that, I need to do something about improving English communication. And in those days, there were only two mediums to improve communication. Either you call customer care, of any of the, mobile centers, because, and you start speaking in English because those calls were free. The second thing was you join call centers. Call centers was like, the people who work at call centers always speak good English, right? So that is where, I joined an international call center and worked there for a couple of months, and it has helped me to improve my communication to some extent. However, I felt still that if by that time, startup was booming, and I thought somehow if I can get an entry into a startup, I would probably learn a lot of things. And that is where I did a 6 months internship program with one of the startup. There was so much to learn. There were so many things to do. And today I give my success credit to my first startup. There was immense amount of learning. It was like a gold mine for me. I've learned so many things, which I felt.
So can we say here that it has to be strategic planning?
Yes,
it cannot be random, है ना? वो जो हॉप स्किप जर्नी है वो स्ट्रैटेजी से ही सक्सेस में कन्वर्ट होती है. उसको स्ट्रैटेजिकली प्लान तो करना ही पड़ता है, राइट?
Correct.
Sorry to have interrupted you. Please continue.
Correct. So maybe, it was a strategic move. However, for me, I still feel if I would have opted for a, straightforward route where, you get placed from a college and you work in an MNC, probably I would have not been here where I am today. So it was all because of the startup. So that has actually taught me all the lessons, important lessons. And after working for 4.5 years into IT industry, I did my first startup when I was 26 years old. Because of those 4.5 years of learning in multiple startups, I have gained so much knowledge that when I was 26, I did my first startup, because I realized that you need to try out different things. You need to keep on experimenting, and life is all about, doing multiple things so that you figure out what you are good at and, what you enjoy the most, right? So that is what I also did, and after almost 15 years of the industry experience, now if I have to probably give some of the 4 key life learnings or lessons to our, young generation or upcoming youth, or probably I felt somebody have given to that 22 years old Abhik, was number 1, always and always ensure that you're good communicator. Your English communication is the most important thing. Second, always, follow your passion, try out different things, do a lot of internships, do a lot of part-time jobs, multiple things, keep experimenting. When you do continuously experiments, you will figure out, what you are good at, what you enjoy the most, and what can actually give you money, right? So that is how people find their passion, right? And the third is, your current situation can never define your future. So I was very low. My 12th standard was, almost second division, and people say that, if your 12th standard marks are not good, you might not get into a good college, you might not get good job in future. But that's not true. Your current situation can never define your future. Right? So that was the third learning. And the last one, important learning was that it is important that, when you continuously, work on different things, there is important thing which I've seen people burn a lot of bridges. You should never burn your bridges. Always focus on networking. The more people you know, the better it is for your life. In today, people say that the money which is available in your bank is not your net worth. Your network is your net worth.
Network, absolutely, very true. So many things to take away. Abhik, thank you so much, because it's the energy with which you are sharing. That is one thing, and the journey is another. The two things that people, youngsters especially, need to take away from you. Now, yahan ek off the track, I have a question from you. Mostly when, young people or people who are not so successful, when they see somebody like you with, all this in the background at a very young age, somewhere in the back of their mind उनको लगता है कि ये पीछे से अमीर होगा जरूर, इसके पास बहुत सारे पीछे से गुड है, तभी ऐसा हो सकता है, otherwise कौन बना लेता है. So how can we break this cliched statement or this cliched myth? क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा myth है. लोगों को लगता है कि, if you have a good platform from the previous generation, only then you can be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship की journey का ये बहुत बड़ा एक myth है. How would you like to address it?
So, to be very honest, I am a first generation entrepreneur in my family, right? So there was no entrepreneurship background. The only thing, what happened, why I became an entrepreneur is because one thing is, I generally get bored. I had a simple concept. You can't eat one food daily, right? And that is exactly what your job gives. You do monotonous work daily, again and again, and that is what I hate most. And this is what a beauty about entrepreneurship. See, money and financial freedom is all secondary. The most important thing is, I am an entrepreneur. It's not because I wanted to earn more money. It's because I enjoy doing this work. And I seriously believe in changing the world through technology. I seriously believe in helping people. Money is a secondary, product of entrepreneurship. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. Not every entrepreneur, is rich today. There are a lot of startups we have seen, who fails, but still the founders, stand up again, do, another startup. So that is what entrepreneurship is. It's not about getting quick rich, scheme. It's all about how you want
Resilience
to
and
change the world.
perseverance, if we put it into two words, it's resilience and perseverance. You don't have.
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. Like you said, yes, we get to do our own things, and like you emphasized that, it's more about your attitude, more about your passion than about the background money. So very, very well said. So one more question I have, Abhik, and you are helping younger generation. So before I take that up, I would also like to add here that, even I am an entrepreneur, so I so relate to everything that you just said, because when I started working, I was a postgraduate with classical vocal music, a totally different something. And I had even got a couple of TV breaks. I was one of the very initial participants of Antakshari, TVS Antakshari it used to be at that time. And I represented my Punjab University, Chandigarh, in the university competitions. And I thought, this is going to be my life. But like you said, your present can never define your future. So somehow I could not fit into that jazz, that ambience wasn't getting really the best of me. And so eventually I got married, and after marriage I became who I am. So here if you see me as a communications expert or as a professional who's taking up different kind of training, it is because after marriage I realized my potential, and a lot of credit goes to my husband, who pushed me into understanding my own potential. So my last question to you would be, Abhik,
But before that, I would like to, ask one question to you, ma'am.
Yes, sure.
So can you share some of, I know that you are helping, you're also helping job seekers with English communication, skills. You are a communication coach. So can you share some challenges which you have observed in job seekers and how basically they can fix it?
Oh, this is a beautiful question, because बहुत सारे लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि इंग्लिश हमारे लिए नहीं है, एंड जब शुरुआत ही उस थॉट से होती है, तो वही फेलियर ही इस्टेब्लिश हो जाता है, मतलब अगला स्टेप हम लेते ही नहीं है. तो आई थिंक हियर आई वुड रियली लाइक टू मेंशन दैट राइट नाउ आई एम हेडिंग एन NGO कॉल्ड द विनिंग एज सोसाइटी, व्हिच इज रजिस्टर्ड इन हरिद्वार. We are running skill building centers for young people, mostly girls. And there we have broken a lot of myths. उससे पहले भी जब मैं पढ़ाती थी, रूरल एरिया से ही मेरी शुरुआत हुई है. हरिद्वार हैज बीन माय कर्म भूमि. तो मुझे भी लगता था कि क्या जो लोग अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन भी इंग्लिश में नहीं दे सकते, क्या हम उनसे इंग्लिश बुलवा सकते हैं? बट बिलीव मी, माय लर्निंग्स, माय जर्नी and my students, the biggest strength, have proved कि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल वाले बच्चे जब हिंदी सीखते हैं ना, तो उनका लेवल अलग लेवल चला जाता है. The effort that they put into precision, the effort that they put into getting into, the तहजीब of it, the etiquette of English, वो government school के बच्चों में ज्यादा. And I also would like to say here that my father has been a totally government school and college product, but his English and his awareness of English literature is 10 times what it is mine. So ये एक मिथ है जो बच्चे कहते हैं कि हम हिंदी स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल का बैकग्राउंड है, या फिर हम गांव से हैं, घर में माहौल नहीं है. ये सारे रीजंस लगते हैं, पर होते बहाने हैं. So all these things, all these thoughts that कहीं भी, मुझे लगता है सिर्फ इंग्लिश की जर्नी में भी नहीं, सिर्फ हर जगह जहां आपको लगता है कि ये इसलिए नहीं हो सकता, वो जो इसलिए का जवाब आप अपने आप को देते हैं, वो एक्चुअली आपकी कमजोरी बन रहा होता है, और वो बहाना ही होता है. एक माइंडसेट का कन्वर्जन, आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट एंड इट विल हैपन, बस इतना ही ट्विस्ट चाहिए. तो यहाँ माहौल को दोष दे दें, चाहे हम कंट्री को दोष दे दें, चाहे ये कहें कि सेकंड लैंग्वेज है, आई थिंक ये सारी चीजें हर एक उस जने के अंदर बहाने के रूप में बैठ जाती है, और तभी वो नहीं सीख पाता. अदरवाइज, लाइक वन ऑफ माय गुरुज, लेट श्री यशपाल शर्मा जी, इन आवर म्यूजिक क्लास, ही यूज्ड टू से दैट जो गूंगा नहीं है, हर इंसान गा सकता है. And he made people sing, जिनको सुरों का कोई ज्ञान नहीं था, वो उनसे गाना निकलवा देते. तो यहाँ लैंग्वेज की बात हो रही है, लैंग्वेज चारों तरफ भरी पड़ी है, जिसको देखनी है उसको, मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ, पेड़ की जगह ट्री ही दिखेगा. इंग्लिश दिखेगी उसको, उसको चिड़िया की जगह बर्ड ही दिखेगी, पर जिसने ब्लॉक कर दिया अपने माइंड को, उसी के लिए चैलेंजेस हैं अभी। तो challenges is just a state of mind.
Correct, correct.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I wanted my last. We just have about 5 minutes at hand, and one more question before I leave this. We both leave this platform. Is ki you are helping young graduate engineering graduates specifically. So I would like to know what exactly, and especially you are helping them with placements. That's such a bang on kind of an approach that you've taken up, because this is what the youth of India really needs. और जैसे हम लोग सारे coaches एक mission लेके निकलते हैं, like I would take this opportunity here also to announce that my mission is to have at least 100,000 non-Hindi speaker youngsters come and speak, absolutely brilliant English. That is my mission. Similarly, I'm sure you have a mission with these students. Can you share the mission, and can you enlighten us on how you are helping them?
Right. So after my engineering, it took me almost 18 months to actually find out a decent job with a decent salary which can fulfill my need. And that is where I realized that there is a big gap between the college curriculum and the skills required to get into the industry.
True.
Right. And it's been, after working for 15 years in different roles, I have played a role of a consultant, of a lead, of an HR, of a founder, CEO, marketer, content creator. I realized that in the current job scenario, the real problem is not that there are no jobs available. The real problem is that we do not have employable people available. Right. So that's the one of the biggest problem, which I figured it out. And that is where, I took it as a part of my mission that I'll be going to help at least, 12 lakh people every year. In India itself, there are 12 lakh people who does not get job after college. So I decided to basically help them to reach out these people through my content and through my online courses. Right. What I generally do is I help them with very, very basic skills, such as I help them with resume rebranding. I help them in optimizing their LinkedIn profile. I help them to understand how they can engage online, how they can build their own credibility online on LinkedIn. I also help them to learn some industry specific skills. And I also help them to, do some hands-on real-time industry level projects. So with all these, skills, these are very, very basic skills. But the irony is that these skills are not being taught in colleges. So as a part of conclusion, what I say is, what I'm exactly doing. So I see that today in our colleges are helping youth and engineers to earn a degree. What I am doing is basically to help them become employable. That is the important thing which is missing, and that is where I'm focusing, and that's what my mission statement is.
So it's an honor having you, because the same intention we have at We Speak, this particular platform, We Speak, is also addressing employability, and that is where we both have the same niche in a way, and where the mission is the same, to help the torch bearers. Let's say these are the next generation people who are going to take India to another level. And if we can play a small role in their lives, I think it'll be a big, big blessing to us first. And it'll make lives, especially our lives, more worthwhile, right, Abhik? Like,
yes, absolutely.
When we, right, and the kind of satisfaction it gives to mentor younger minds. And then I very strongly believe that the younger minds are much smarter. They learn faster. They have better equipment. And then if they get our experience, I think then there's nothing stopping them at all. Correct. So Abhik, with this, we are very well on time. We still have 40 seconds to go. I would like to say a very, very a big thank you to you, because sparing time out of your such a hectic schedule for this particular mission. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot many people coming out of your mentorship, and I'm sure you're going to make lives much richer in every single aspect. Abundant lives you are going to have with your techno trade solutions as well. So I'm very grateful, Abhik. Thank you so much for being on the platform.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So I hope we have added value to our viewers today. Viewers, thank you so much for viewing both of us. And it is It is an honor and pleasure for Abhik and us to have you on the other side. And if we have added any value to your journeys, do add comments to this post on Facebook and other platforms. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you, Abhik.
Thanks.
God bless.